Hi guys, welcome back and thank you so much for being here. What's going on? Let's do a quick reaction to Nick Fuentes basically crashing out and freaking out on his hardcore fans, hardcore followers and supporters. So basically what happened, it all started after someone super chatted Nick Fuentes asking for his opinion slash reaction to the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show. If you remember, that whole situation sent the MAGA world into a fit of rage, into a frenzy. Apparently, MAGA was very angry that Bad Bunny had to perform at the Super Bowl event. Bad Bunny, an American, MAGA was mad that he was invited to come and perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. Okay. And I guess their anger was that Bad Bunny only sings in Spanish. And so he's apparently, according to them, he's not American enough. Okay. So MAGA got mad, threatened to boycott the halftime show. And then TPUSA, if you remember, this was right in the thick of Charlie Kirk assassination, where they were trying to like milk the passing of Charlie Kirk. They were trying to milk it for everything. And so when they realized, or when they saw that some people were angry that Bad Bunny had been invited, scheduled to perform at the Super Bowl halftime, TPUSA offered their own version of the Super Bowl event. I believe they were calling it America First or like that. So yeah, they offered that, oh, if you don't want to watch the Super Bowl halftime because of hate, because you just hate anybody that is in white, how about you watch our shows instead? We're gonna be also putting on a show. So that was how everything happened, which by the way, the show bombed. Okay, the show bombed. They lied according to the internet. So they basically lied about their views. A lot of people quickly noticed that there was something wrong with TPUSA's view count. Many reached out to Candace Owens, who later exposed TPUSA for buying views, allegedly, obviously. So yeah, so anyways, Nick is basically, he really dragged his people. So let me go ahead and play this video so that you guys can take a look at what Nick had to say.
And now our side are the biggest.
Show was in Spanish and all the performers were brown people. The message was, "This is what America looks like, a mosaic." Show was in Spanish and all the performers were brown people. The message was, "This is what America looks like, a mosaic of Latin peoples." Clearly it was political. Clearly it was a middle finger to white people. Weird take. Are you even a white nationalist at this point?
Honestly, I don't feel like one anymore. I feel like, do I want America to be a white country? Yes. I'm pro-white, but the movement has just been captured by losers and idiots. And I don't really, I'm kind of just done pandering. I fucking hate these people. That's how I feel about it. When I look at what the movement has become, like the kind of impulses that have captured it, it's just kind of depressing. And I've always been forward thinking, and I've always been heterodox, and I've always been progressive in a way. And increasingly, I don't feel like I fit in with that anymore. So no, I don't think I'm like you, because now it's turned into, it used to be the case that if you were against white genocide, if you're pro-white, if you're against immigration, like that is what it meant to be on our side. Now it's like you have to be a Republican culture warrior. I have to be spun up about the Super Bowl halftime show. It's just so low IQ. It's so low IQ. It's so monotonous, so repetitive. You're screaming at the halftime show because it's in Spanish. Okay, I mean, am I supposed to do this performative outrage? Why? I'm supposed to get up out of my seat? Who gives a fuck? So I just don't, No, I don't think I fit in anymore because, I'm telling you this, we've reached the high watermark of that stuff. I've been doing this for 10 years. I was into this before it was popular, before it was mainstream, and now it's filled with a bunch of complete fucking idiots. And it's really just turned into signaling that you're a part of an in group. And we're all going to have the same take, and we're all going to have the same opinion, and we're all going to say the same thing, and we're all going to engage in this elaborate performance. I don't know who it's for, why. We're all going to perform outrage. We're all going to perform and do the same jokes, and we're all going to have the same talking points. And I don't know. It's no longer interesting to me. It's no longer interesting. It's not funny anymore. It's not edgy. It's really just become a drag. At one point, we were the trolls, and now we're the butthurt ones. There was a point in time when we were having fun, and we were laughing, and we were trolling, and we were making jokes. And now our side are the biggest butthurt faggots of all time. The far right has become the biggest butthurt faggots ever. Everybody's mad all the time. You can't make jokes. Everyone's moral fagging about everything. Purity spiraling. And people are, at the end of the day, people don't even really have a vision for what the country should be. I mean, half the people complaining about the halftime show aren't even white nationalists. They don't even know what the fuck they are. They just have these grievances. They don't care if America... Do you think Megyn Kelly gives a shit if America's white or not? Megyn Kelly is bitching about it. Like, you think Megyn Kelly is based?
It is so interesting to me. It is so interesting to me how this guy, Nick, can flip on a dime. It is so interesting. But that is not to say he's not funny, because he's hella funny. Look at the things that he's saying, okay? That the movement has been captured by losers and idiots. He's not wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. Nick is not wrong about his observation or whatever. Remember a few years ago, when Republicans and conservatives used to mock liberals and say, do you need a safety pin? Do you need to go to your safe place? Snowflake? But guess what? They are now the biggest snowflake the country has ever known. They moan and bitch about everything. They moan and grumble and bitch about everything. And there is this conversation, this argument, this talking points that they have held on to for a long time about this culture war this and culture war that. Guess what? They are the biggest whiners about culture war. Everything they do is about culture. Everything they do, the word I was looking for was identity politics. For a very long time, Republicans used to mock and shame Democrats about how, everybody's playing identity politics in the Democratic Party. But then again, they completely ignore that their entire existence is about identity politics. I never quite understood that because it was such a hypocritical thing to say. Like, you are literally accusing the other side that which you're guilty of. No one plays identity politics than the Republicans, than conservatives, than MAGA. So, yeah, he's not wrong in what he's saying. And he's basically asking the person who super chatted him, do you want me to get on this performative outrage? Because he knows exactly what he's been doing. He knows exactly what he's been doing. And then he talks about how they used to be the trolls and they used to be and now they're the butthurt ones. And he knows exactly what he's been doing. He knows exactly what all of this has been for him. So yeah, it is nice for him to say this, because it's like, this is what I have always felt about the Republican Party. And then he talks about how he's done pandering. Like, this guy is literally admitting that he has been pandering. I have always said this about Nick, okay? And a lot of people know this too. Majority of the things that he says, he doesn't even, like, I don't even think he believes in most of the things that he says. I have always said this about Nick, that I do not believe he believes in most of the things that he says. It is just pandering. And now here he is admitting that he just says these things so he can pander. Here he is admitting to pandering. What does that say? What does that tell you? So the past 10 years, because he's been talking about how he's been doing this for the past 10 years since it was popular. Another reason why I think Nick is so angry about this situation, the reason why he's now somehow disavowing himself, like removing himself from the MAGA base or the white nationalist base, is because he has popularized it. Like, he was the one who basically mainstreamed racism, mainstreamed hate. And now that Nick has mainstreamed it, there's so many people who are now doing it. And it feels like the novelty has been removed from it. The shock value has been removed from it. Everybody's doing it now. Everybody is now a white nationalist. So he feels like, it doesn't have the same effect as it did when he was being racial, when he was being racist and misogynistic and all this other stuff. He's now realizing that he's not getting the same effect anymore, because so many people are now doing it because now they can. There is no longer hiding it. Trump has normalized hate. Trump has normalized racism, And so now people do not need to fear, because Nick used to be the brave one, the stunning and brave one, who was able to say things that people dare not say. But now, thanks to Trump, all of these people have now been emboldened. Now they are all out and saying everything. So Nick is just one of them now. Nick is not even like a big deal anymore. So he's starting to see that, yeah, he's not as effective as he once was, because now a lot of people are doing it and they don't get any repercussions. And so they just keep doing it. And they are basically watering it down for him. And now he's claiming that he doesn't think he fits the white nationalism anymore. Like, this is so pathetic. But yeah, at least he's saying the quiet part out. At least he's openly admitting, And of course, this is going to confuse a lot of his fans, because they're going to be like, yo, why are you defending Bad Bunny? Maybe it reminded him of the bunny that he went on a date with or something all those years ago. But yeah, I'm sure that a lot of his fans are going to be like, why are you here defending Bad Bunny? And he was right. A lot of these people were very outraged about this. They were angry. They were so angry. Megyn Kelly, she was so mad that Bad Bunny was performing. All of this is just fake. It is so fake. Megyn is also another person who doesn't believe 99% of the outrage that she is pushing out there. But she has to do it to stay relevant. She has to do it in order for her to put food on the table. She has to do it. And that's what that is. Let's keep listening.
Megyn Kelly screaming, the Super Bowl should be unifying. It should be in English. You think Megyn Kelly's a white nationalist? She isn't. She's just pandering to, like, I don't know, this like really bitter, like white resentment politics.
That you pandered to, Nick, for the longest time. You pandered to that group for the longest time.
And I've always said this. I want to imagine a better future. I'm actually a progressive. And this kind of like Oliver Anthony, Matt Walsh, like knuckle dragging, like bitter ass face thing. We're all going to be grumpy and mad. I've never been on board with that. I've always seen it as defeatist and fucking pathetic and basically just this big loser mentality. So, yeah, you know, the halftime show was in Spanish. Oh, I didn't know that. You're telling me for the first time. It's like, okay. The message was America is full of Latin people. Well, you know, it is. So, I mean, are we going to, or do we live in reality? The message is America's full of Mexicans. Okay, America is like a quarter Hispanic. So, like, I don't know, like, get real. It was clearly a middle finger to white people. You know, I didn't really feel like that at all. It just, that message wasn't really there. But you see what you want to see, and you can go on fucking Oliver Anthony Island and be, I don't know, seething about it. But yeah, this whole halftime show, all these various events over the past 6 months, it's just like, get me out of here. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. You know? Charlie Kirk was a time traveler. Hands off Venezuela. Hands off Greenland. I support ICE, but they're being too mean. The Super Bowl's in Spanish. It's like, excuse me, this is not something that I fuck with at all. Lunatics are running the asylum. People that 9 months ago were woke are now telling us what's based. I don't know. I'm not a part of it.
Okay. So that's the video. He went on for a while. There's another, yeah, he went on for a while, but you get the gist of it. Nick Fuentes is throwing in the towels. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you later. Bye.